Okay, guys, so here we are. It's the next day, the next morning. We're still screwing around with this. What is it? Stihl 350 backpack blower. It's the one that's backfiring. So here's what my little brain has come up with. Okay? There's four things that we need to make this thing run. It does run, but it won't accept any extra fuel. It backfires and it dies. And if I'll put the link to the first part, it's 42 minutes long, but you see everything that we go through. I'm thinking as I'm going here. So we need fuel. We got a brand new carburetor on there. I know that it's delivering. Compression. We ran the test in the last part of the first part of the video yesterday. We got 135 psi. That's more than enough. And then spark, that's verified because duh, it runs. Timing is the big issue. To me, somehow the timing is off on this. We're going to cover a couple of other things, but to me, that's the main culprit. I think that's what it's going to be. Whoops, sorry, that's all out of focus. Here's an unusual thing that happened. Remember when we first started it up? I was on camera, and it backfired. It stopped so abruptly that the momentum of that plastic fan, it's not even like a flywheel or a mower blade, but it stopped so abruptly it might have even gone backwards, that the engine might have even tried to run backwards, that it made the blower fan come off, and we had to take and resecure that. So if it sparks too soon and it stops or reverses the piston travel abruptly, that would explain how that blower fan came off. I went and I looked on the internet, and I asked the question that it's backfiring. Some guys, and everybody's a genius. Not really. Some say like, oh, there might be too much play or gap in between the piston and the cylinder. So I call that thrust wear. Generally, you'll find that over on the exhaust side. Or it's too lean and it's leaking from seals or maybe an intake gasket. Basically a too lean condition. So, I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever been working on two strokes and you actually got a runaway. That's like when something in the cylinder is glowing, so it's no longer it's not the spark plug that's detonating the fuel, and so it just keeps running. You'll try to take and use a kill switch, and yeah, you stop the spark to the spark plug, but that piece of whatever that's inside of there is still glowing, and it'll just run. It'll just take off on you, full blast. And the only way to stop it is either put your hand over and choke it, or cover the exhaust if it's not too hot. If you can cover the exhaust so that it can't expel, it can't take in any more fresh gas. So that's what happens with a runaway. I don't even know how I got off on that, but so we're because I don't know, and we are exploring all these different scenarios of what it could be. I took off the isolator block. This is what I call, stupid thing. This is what, hold on, this is what I call the isolator block. This is what goes up there against the engine, and then the carburetor attaches to it. There's a small hole down here on the bottom, right there. Turn the light on. Right there, which is clear. That's for the pulse line. If I can, you can see through there. See that? That part is clear. And it comes in, and then there's this like diffuser in the middle of this isolator block. And what it does is like it takes in, it steers fuel. It uses the piston for porting and timing. There's that one on that side, clear. That one on that side is clear. And then there's nothing out the bottom, and just what comes in the top. It uses the piston to time instead of using like reed valves. The piston has all the little carvings in it and stuff in order to take and transfer the fuel. So now you guys are supposed to be having your thinking caps on here, not just watching this stuff. You're supposed to say like, oh, well, what about this? And then put it in the stupid comments to help me. So now, here we are. I'm going to zoom in. This is obviously over here on the intake. And I'm looking at the gasket. I don't know. It looks like it's okay. But what? Maybe if that thing is supposed to be 100% sealed, where did all this crap come from? What is that all about? I don't know. Is it something as simple as just that gasket? I don't think so, but right now we're really going to get in here. And what we're doing is like we're just checking the condition. I got my hand over here. I'm just turning the engine over. So we're trying to check the condition of the piston. We're looking for like any scoring. There's like virtually nothing. There's the first ring. That looks fine. We'll go in through this side to get the hell. Hold on. Let me get this thing out of the way. Get that out of it. Now we're looking in through the second port over here. Now you're seeing the piston. There we go. Middle of the screen. Hold on. I gotta put something on there to hold that out of the way. Temporarily. God damn it. So there's a second ring in there. It actually has two. There's one. There's a second one. It has like, see, there's like a little bit of carbon over there. If that ring was broken or something, yeah, maybe, because this one is timed differently. Get this dog out of here. So it's two rings. I don't think that's the issue. Now we're looking over here at the one on the left. I can't get the camera in there any further. And again, you can still see I'm thinking while I'm doing this. I hope you are too. There's that second one. Nothing looks bad in here. And it didn't look bad on the exhaust side either. There's no... Okay, that piston is not moving. You can see a little bit of... That's not even moving enough. Okay. So now you're going to say, well, hey, let's get the tripod. I thought about this. And to say like, well, if this was a motorcycle or something, and you wanted to somehow like change or check the timing or whatever, like you can move that stator, like that to change when the timing would actually occur. So let me drop you down. Okay. Here's the coil right here on the pickup. Just because this is like this does not necessarily mean that this is TDC or top dead center. I take and I put the screwdriver in here. I'm going to have to back you up just so we can see. Bear with me. So this is the coil. There's the magnets right here. As the magnet passes by, it goes and just call it generates the electricity into that coil through those windings. Once it goes away, which is right there, the magnet is no longer on the pickups, that field collapses, and then it goes and it creates a spark. Are the screwdrivers still in here? Oh, let's use something a little bit smaller so that you can actually see the travel. Can you see the red handle? Hold on. See the red handle. So this is down there. That's setting on the piston. Here comes the electrical, whatever, the pickups. There, it's on the coil, right there. Screwdriver is still traveling up. It is now past. It's now past the coil. There's still just a squidge of travel. I don't know. It sure feels like it should be firing just a squidge later. It's like in your car, cars are a lot different, especially nowadays. They're old-fashioned distributors with the weights and stuff like that. They would change. Nowadays, it's called variable timing. It's all done by either gear or electronics. That the faster that you go, you've got something big, to carry the momentum. That the spark will actually go from. Let's just, for instance, we'll say. It'll go from 10 degrees down to 15 degrees before top dead center. There's nothing you can change about this. So how did this, let's call it pre-ignition, how did this thing get to the point to where it's firing too soon? So let's just say it was running when we first started it up, right? And we don't have the carburetor just right. It's got a bunch of gas in there. It's on its way up, and it sparks right here, bang. It has not finished its travel all the way through, has not made it to top dead center. And then this thing just goes backwards in a real hurry. That's what I'm thinking that loosened up that fan, that made that fan just, come loose from the bolt. That makes sense. I don't want to ignore that clue just because I went and I put an impact on there to hold it on there. It still wants to do it. It's still backfiring out the carburetor. But during the process, while it was running yesterday, you can still get 2 or 3 backfires and it would still keep running. So how does that happen? This has just become way personal with me. I gotta know. I have got to know the answer to this. Jesus. You can hear it. Watch. I'm going to take you off of this tripod. You guys need to be... Whoops. Sorry, that was just my great camera work. I hit the power button. Yeah, you guys need to be like throwing ideas out there. Help a brother out. You can actually hear this thing doing what it's supposed to be doing. Listen. There's no spark plug in it. Hear it? I wonder if that's just what's coming out of that little pulse hole. That's what makes sense. That's just a pulse hole for the carburetor. Yeah. What do you guys think? Oh, fudge. Almost looks like real tight, not so tight up here. So that would explain if the fuel or the gas was coming around this way. But even if it was tighter, it would just make more backfire come directly out through the carburetor. So I don't think that is an issue. I don't know. All right. Well, that's something for you guys to think about. If you already watched this so far, that's my thought process. This is where I'm at. I got to go put some blades on. Ouch. Oh, it sucks being old. I got to put some new blades on a hedger. I'll be doing this, but I'll be thinking about this. This is what I got. I think it's this. I think it's this right here. You cannot change the position. If I could take and somehow move that coil 3 or 4 degrees up, maybe that would take care of it. Maybe that would take care of it. So what do? Do I risk, elongating the holes underneath of there so that I'm able to slide it up to take care of that? I mean, that would take care of the timing. It would make it adjustable, but I don't want to screw up a new coil. At some point I might have to anyways, but there's no way that this block moved. There's no way. There's no loose bolts. That's just all part of the casting. So there's nothing you can do about it. They only design these things to move in and out, to get your air gap correct. They only make them so that you can adjust them this way. There's got to be a clue. There's got to be something that I'm missing. But everything I've looked at on the internet and stuff, there's one, there's two. I I don't know. I just don't know. I think that's it. To me, in my mind, that's the problem. Tell me what you think. It's Thursday. I got to make a decision by Friday. Is the magnet weakened because of all the metal that got shaved off of there? Do I just need this? Is that what I need? Is that possible? If I put a bigger gap on that, will that delay the timing? That's all I'm looking for. It's like 4 or 5 degrees. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna set this gap at 20 thousandths and see what happens. But I gotta do that hedger first. All right, let me know what you think, guys. Thanks for putting up with me, and thanks for helping me out.